Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Last couple of weeks on the Sunday, I've done a stream with Gary from Nerdrotic about Doctor Who. Didn't do one yesterday, didn't see Doctor Who. Didn't watch it until this morning. Couldn't be bothered. It's the honest answer. Could not be bothered. I just wasn't in any way, shape or form motivated to do so. I hadn't been a fan of the first couple of episodes, and you know, coming into halfway through Flux, I just, why bother? So anyway, I know that I gotta do these videos for you, so I eventually early afternoon watched it. And as always, with these little vids, I'll give you my mini review, and then we'll get into the ratings element of it. But I gotta say, yesterday's episode, I found a huge problem with. Now, the huge problem that I have is Chibnal wants to really embrace his timeless children's story. And I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so that's kind of like a conflict of interest there. I don't give a single solitary shit about his timeless child retcon bullshit and bollocks. So I've got no interest in Dr. Frickin' Ruth, in her past lives, in the Division, and any of that crap. I don't care how you want to flesh it out. Don't fucking care. And when you don't care, there's no investment for me. And when there's no investment for me, guess what? The show does nothing. So we're introduced at the beginning to an Asian lass who's running around the place. Spoiler alert. It's not a spoiler alert anyway. Turns out that she's the wife or the girlfriend pregnant of Discount Killmonger. Don't care. Don't give a shit. The doctor who was standing right next to Jesus, she is so unmemorable. Her name just keeps Mandeep Gill's character. Yaz, wow. Just don't care. Just don't care about these characters. Who was stood right next to Yaz as they were snapping their finger to turn on the machine, suddenly managed to leap in a split second all the way across to the other pad that wasn't being used and throw John Bishop onto the other one. When you're as contrived as that, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So they all get dragged into the magic bullshit time machine. Or time... Well, it's a time machine, technically. And people... They zip through futures, through pasts on their timelines. And the doctor's trying to get them all synced up and back together like a freaking period. I don't care. I don't care about going through John Bishop's timeline. He's just been introduced. We know nothing about him apart from he's dating some, or trying to date some woman named Diane or Diana. And that's it. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Don't care. Yaz, don't even start me on that. She was suddenly a police officer again, so that must have been her past. We had some weeping angels who were stuck in there as well. They didn't get up to much at all. And it was just this boring procession of going through aspects of their timeline, doing not a lot. Doing not a lot. And then the doctor meets some old woman, and if she had any relevance, then I wasn't, you know, I was half checked out anyway. So she spoke about how the this universe was dead, and how the Flux had been created to kill the Doctor. There's an original one for you, isn't it? But I was kind of thinking, but how does the flux work? Because in episode 1, when we saw the flux, it was smashing through planets, like literally destroying planets. And then all the doggies created a shield around the Earth so it couldn't get in, but it got in. And then we went to some worlds where the flux had been that just looked like a bomb had hit it. So what does the flux actually do? Does it destroy planets? Does it just like go past planets and like flick over a couple of buildings like the dominoes and go, see ya? And then move on? You know, when you don't explain how something freaking works, then where is the tension? Where's the drama? And at the moment, there isn't any anyway, because no one's doing anything. And nothing is happening apart from jumping between places going, ooh, where are we? Oh, my Lord. So, I don't care. I really don't care. It was an episode that was just like, so fucking what? You haven't really pushed the story on. There's nothing of excitement that's happened. You're trying to push the timeless children narrative. Don't care. And it ended up with a weeping angel taking over the TARDIS. Whoop-de-doo. So they're going to land in another random place to do another random thing with another random new character next week. But it's all part of a 6-part. That's not fucking part of a 6-part. Nothing. This is like 2 episodes, 3 episodes that should be condensed into like a 90-minute movie. And it would be shit. So yeah, I thought it was, I just didn't care. I'd say I thought it was shit and whatnot, but I just really had no feelings. It was just like, I don't care about your story because I don't care about the timeless children, and I don't give a shit about you trying to flesh that out because Hartnell's the first Doctor and you can go fuck yourself with your little black fucking portal baby. Anyway, let's have a look at what's going on screen right now, shall we? And this is Capaldi's final season as Doctor Who. And as you can see on the overnights, there's some pretty terrible overnights here. Look, it even dipped into the 2.89 million. But what have I always said about Capaldi's run as the Doctor? His consolidated numbers have been very strong. Even on the 2.89 million overnight, there was still nearly 2 million people who watched the episode consolidated, which means they watched it on demand over the course of the next 7 days, because this consolidated number is the final rating for the episode. Why does he have so much support on the consolidated numbers that Jodie doesn't have? It's because Capaldi's episodes were on a Saturday night. A Saturday night where people go out. They go out to the pub, they go out to restaurants, to the cinema. Yeah. They go out. But what is different is when they came back home during the week, they wanted to catch up on Capaldi's Doctor. So even a terrible, terrible overnight, and there were some terrible overnights here, converted into around about 5 million or above. Now, Jodie's last season, we see that she's starting to get some terrible overnights, but her consolidated numbers are nowhere near as strong as Capaldi's, because Jodie is on a Sunday, is on a much better day for watching TV, because the Sunday is the day before work, so people tend to not go out en masse like they do on a Saturday. Which means there's less people who need to catch up. But Jodie's catch-up figures, they really fluctuate. So let's have a look at where we are right now. And if I just refresh this, there we go, we'll start to see some numbers. So the first week, she got a 4.43 million and a 5.69 million consolidated final number. Week 2, 3.96. Lost nearly 500,000. 500,000 viewers. Lost 670,000 people unconsolidated. Barely, just over 1 million people. Remember, Capaldi's, between 1.5 to 2 on a very consistent, and more to the upper end than the lower end on the consolidated. So this week, the overnights were down even further, another 200,000. Which means if this goes according to, that's been 1.2 million. This is essentially let's just say 1.1 million. If this is about 1 million, then that's going to be this is definitely going to be below 5 million on the consolidated. There was nothing untoward that was here. People were saying, oh no, the first couple of weeks are low. A, because of Halloween. B, because of Bonfire Night. No. It's C, because Chibnal shit. And the show's shit. Because you destroyed A, the whole lore of the Doctor, and B, Whittaker's Doctor's a piece of shit. And Chibnal can't write. So halfway through the season, very, very likely to dip below 5 million viewers. And that's Jodie Whittaker's second lowest overnight rating. The only one that's done worse is this. Is this one right here, this 3.71. And that's 3.76. 50,000, that's all. So Whittaker is on the verge of doing her worst overnights. And then, of course, that seems to take away consolidated numbers. That seems to take away more people that want to watch it through demand, through catch-up, on the iPlayer, wherever. It's looking dire. It's looking dire, and do you know what? I'm glad. I'm really glad. Because if Russell T. Davies actually does want to respect the Timeless Children, his run's not going to go very far, I don't feel. I really don't. The only light that I took from this episode is that there's that woman, the old woman she bumped into, said that this universe is dying. So that is the only sort of hope of a reset back to how the lore should be. But time will tell. But yeah, it's another disaster rating. 200,000 people down on the overnights from last week. And Whittaker's second worst overnight rating to date in her tenure. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do get a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links there in the description box down below. I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.